Hi, this is Tim with RCNewb.com. Today we're going to take a look at the second of two recently released scale accessories from Proline. If you saw the last video that we had done, it was for a soft top for Axial's SCX-10 Jeep. That was a very nice accessory that Proline sent our way for review. The second item they sent our way is their new Overland Roof Rack, and that is this piece right here. There's not much to this, and I wouldn't expect there to be much to this outside of it being a very nicely crafted scale accessory that you can mount on your vehicle. And as far as the vehicle that we're going to mount this to, it is our Frankencrawler. Backstory on this vehicle: started out its life as a Red Cat Racing RS10 and quickly turned into a somewhat scale crawling machine. So we've got an SCX-10 trail honcho body on it. As far as mounting this roof rack, you could mount it on an SCX-10, you can mount it on the cage, you can mount it on really any scale vehicle that you'd want to, any scale trail rig. It has plenty of mounting locations. As far as the main screw locations and mounting holes, there are 4 of them, but it does also include additional washers and some plastic clamps to attach your roof rack to other areas of your vehicle if you don't want to mount it on the cage. The photos that Proline has posted on their website for the specific product, you can mount it on your roof. We're going to try mounting it to this back cage of the honcho body, just because I don't want to have to drill or ream any holes in this roof, and I think it would look really nice in the back of the vehicle. Another nice feature about this roof rack is it has an opening for a LED light bar. Proline, at the same time that they released this roof rack and the Timberline soft top, they also came out with some really nice high intensity, high brightness LED light bars of their own. So, as you can imagine, they fit perfectly in this. Now, this is not a Proline light bar. This is Axial's light bar. I'm hoping that it lines up well enough to allow me to mount the roof rack where I want it to go, but we'll find that out shortly. So, without too much more delay, let's take a look at the packaging and get into this and see what we have. Now again, just looking through the bag and looking through the packaging, there does appear to be quite a bit of mounting hardware and quite a bit of optional mounting hardware. There are no instructions with this piece, and I wouldn't anticipate there being much involvement or much involved in mounting this to your rig. So here's an assortment of plastic mounting bits and braces, washers, you name it. There's your actual hardware, your screws, washers, nuts, and then there's the roof rack itself. So very nice, very sturdy, durable, has a little bit of flex to it. In the event of a rollover, you're going to want that. You're going to want something with a little bit of give, not be too rigid. So we're going to slide our trail rig up a little bit here and just eyeball where we're going to place this. Now I do have all my light wires hanging out a little bit. I might be able to unplug those. I've got to remember how I have that all set up underneath. I may end up unplugging that and running that back through here. There are a number of slots in the rack itself. I think that'll allow me to get this moved forward a little bit more and mount it in a little bit better location. Yeah, that should scoot forward nicely. It should mount up nicely and match up nicely if you are using Axial's LED light bar kit. I'm not familiar with the other light bar kits that are out there, or at least I haven't had firsthand experience with them. However, I would guess that there would be enough similarity in the styling between this and even the ones that Proline has come out with that this notched out location would fit there as well. Now, if you look at the roof rack itself, it is not one solid piece. It is bolted together. So I suppose if you wanted to remove one of these bars, like a top bar, you could do that. And then just have a much flatter roof rack, or at least a roof platform to bolt or set items on. You could do that quite easily. So I'm going to pop the body off of this. I need to take a look at my wiring and see if I can't get that snaked back through and make it fit up and fit snugly, or a little more snug than it currently is. Okay, so I've taken a look underneath the hood to see how I have my wiring set up, and I'm actually going to try to snug this up as much as I can without running the wiring through here. That's going to leave a little more flat surface area on the rack itself so I can mount things and set scale items on there. Also, upon further inspection, just looking at, and again, I want to preface this by saying this is not a knock on the product. It's just, it's my situation where I want to mount this. It doesn't give me a good area to utilize the mounting holes and the mounting hardware that came with the roof rack. If I was mounting it here on the roof, no problem. We wouldn't have an issue. But where I want to mount it, I want to mount it back here. And that's totally on me. But we're not totally out of luck here, okay? Because I can't use the hardware or the additional mounting pieces. Again, I can push this up as snug as I can. And we're going to go, and we're going to use one of my favorite tools in the hobby, the zip tie. There is nothing, I have yet to find something that I cannot securely fasten with a zip tie. And on top of that, it's going to make this a little more temporary. So if I want to move it around later, I can. And I'm not drilling holes and having to set up additional mounting brackets. Now I will say, after opening up parts and pieces, they give you a good variety. Proline does an amazing job of giving you a good variety of plastic washers, plastic attachment pieces. If you need to even something out, if the roof rack isn't sitting flush or sitting level, they give you an ample amount of additional pieces and parts to make sure that you're getting, I was in there too, to make sure you're getting the best fit for your vehicle. Okay, so, and then here's your hardware. And if you're not going to use that, if you just want to try out a location for a while, use a zip tie. That's what I've done in the past, and it works wonders. It's amazing. Plus, you can get a giant bag of these for not a lot of money and not a lot of investment. So we're going to run a zip tie through here and snug that up. I will say, if you are tool-wise, what you're going to need are your hex drivers. If you're doing a standard install for this, you're going to need your hex drivers. Size-wise, I haven't really tried to see what sizes are there. There are two different types of screws, two sizes of screws, so you're going to need at least two different sizes of hex driver. And there are some nuts, so you're going to want to use a needle nose pliers. Again, that's if you're going with their standard install hardware. Okay. All right, so we are going to get this back location snugged up. And again, the mounting location is totally up to you. I just don't want to go putting additional holes in the body if I don't want to, or if I don't need to. And I don't want to, for that matter. This isn't my vehicle, per se. It's my oldest son's rig, and I want to keep that as clean as possible. And I know he would like to keep it as clean as possible. So, that's what we're going to do. And that, again, I like the temporary nature of zip ties and the overall flexibility that they give you if down the road, if we had to drill holes in this thing, and then I decided I didn't like that, or he decided he didn't like that, or if we choose to get rid of the rig, it doesn't have a lot of holes in it. Just, it's a little bit cleaner. And you're not going to notice the zip ties when you're on the trail or when this thing is sitting on a shelf either. Okay. And we've got two, just with these two zip ties installed, it's very, very stable. And it's very secure and very snug. And there are plenty of locations, just with how this sets up, there are plenty of locations for you to zip tie. Make sure I'm getting everything the same on every end here. There are plenty of locations for you to zip tie this on. And even if you're using the mounting hardware, there are plenty of locations outside of those 4 main holes. There are 2 holes toward the back that you could utilize as well, back here, for placing mounting hardware and getting that all secured and snug. So, hat is off to Proline as always. They make tremendous pieces, tremendous accessories. I can't say enough about their products. I've used their shocks on a number of my vehicles. I've used tires from them on a number of my vehicles, or at least one, and I really enjoy the accessories and the detail and the thought that they put into all of their products. So with those 3 zip ties, this roof rack is very, very secure. I'll make sure I've got everything really snugged up, snip off the ends, and we'll be good to go. We're going to be ready to hit the trail. So with the roof rack now installed, looks really good. It looks really good. I like the look a lot. You know, adds a little bit of a nice mounting surface to the back. Now this rig we had prior to tonight. Whoop, I got my tow hook stuck here. We had a dirt bike stashed in the back. We might have to rethink that or reposition that. It might be time to let the dirt bike go for a little bit. But we have some scale accessories we're going to put on top of our rig. And again, you can zip tie those down too as well if you want, or you could put a magnet in there and mount a magnet to the bottom of the roof rack. This is a little scale tote that I made. A little rough. Still working out the kinks, but you know, a nice little camping tote. Just those couple scale accessories on top of this rig really gives it a nice look. Gives it a nice realistic feel. So we're ready for warmer weather. We're ready for camping season to start with our rig. And with that, you know, that's really about all I can say. I mean, it's a tremendous piece. If you're looking for scale accessories to add to your rig and you don't really know what else to add, you think you've added everything, you know, look to add a roof rack if you don't already have one of those. This piece itself, again, is the Overland scale roof rack, and it fits rock crawlers, rock racers, 1/8 scale monster trucks, 1/10 scale monster trucks, and it's not very expensive either. It retails for $26.95. You can find out more about that at prolineracing.com. That is their website. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to answer any questions you have. If you want to shoot them a message on Twitter or Facebook, they're out there as well. We will be doing a full write-up on this accessory at RCNewb.com, so be sure to check that out. And for more information on other reviews and other vehicles that we may have talked about, or other accessories that we may have added to our machines, or just RC news in general, do check out RCNewb.com for more. If you do like this video, I encourage you to like it, and please do subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And until next time, this has been Tim with RCNewb.com, and we will catch you guys later.